Come on, New Orleans. Thank you, baby. Right.
So some people look at that, and I don't know if you can do this fairly or not, and say, okay, New Orleans has the highest incarceration rate in the world. But the fact of the matter is we have an enormously bloated and distorted percentage of our population that spend significant amounts of time in jail for really petty, stupid, non-violent, minor offenses.
Drugs are driving our inmate population. They may be in here for murder, they may be in here for armed robbery, they may be in here for all sorts of things other than possession or distribution, but all of it is surrounded by trying to obtain drugs.
Drugs, man, we love it. We love it. We are hooked on drugs as the problem. We all dig it. We all dig it.
See this here, there's plenty of times I walk these streets 3, 4 o'clock in the morning right around here. You see right here, there's a dark area. It's you know what I'm saying? I ain't got robbed right here. I didn't rob people right here. You know what I'm saying? There's a dark area right here. And you notice the street lights don't work right here. The street lights don't work right here. And right under this tree is dog. This is the guy who used to buy all the fucking Oxycontins from and sell them and make $1,500 off every time he got his prescription from. They used to sell crack down there on that street. Dope on that street. This is why I got into a shootout right here with somebody who was trying to rob me. That was like probably about 7 months before I went to jail right here. The guy tried to rob me right here in broad daylight. Ain't that something? This is my partner Bam house. He got killed over some dumbass shit. They shot him 4 times, point blank range. This is the house I grew up in right here. My sister got killed in that room right here. We had 3 gunshots, pow, pow, pow. And we like, damn, that shit sound kind of close, right? And it never dawned on us what just happened. So I get home, and this about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night when I heard the gunshot. I get home 4 o'clock in the morning, my little nephew called me talking about his mama dead. Shot her 3 times in the back of the head, tied up. Started snorting heroin after that. Started getting loaded after that. And I feel like if a motherfucker could kill my sister, they could kill anybody. And I'm like, I just gave up on life right then and there. When I gave up on life. All I knew, I want to do something working with kids, you know what I'm saying? I want to do something that I knew. You know what I'm saying? I want to do something like being a basketball coach or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I love kids, bro, I really do. If I could land something like that, I'd be good. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at these little kids, I hope they don't go the route I went. You know what I'm saying? I think I got a lot to offer to people. But I do have temptation on selling dope because there's so much money out here to be made. That's the thrill and the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Man, when you got money, you got everything, you know what I'm saying? You got power. You got money, you got dope, you got power. Point blank. You know what I'm saying?
In New Orleans, I feel like the particulars of it have been no hope. I mean, there's no alternatives for these kids, there's no opportunities for them, and there's no hope. And in fact, you find some of the most enterprising, creative, intelligent, some of the best kids, some of these kids are the ones who get attracted to the life you know, that's out there in terms of this sort of outlaw life.
Selling drugs gives you stature. Selling drugs is exciting. Selling drugs gives you cash. You're a knight. You are a warrior. You are a businessman. There's a lot to it that is an attractive life.
You could blame it on drugs, but drugs ain't really you can't blame it all on drugs. We gotta look at ourselves first.
476. 311. But one of my main objectives was to come home, to reestablish myself back into society, get my family back home, because this is where they want to be. I feel like being a man, I have to take that responsibility. So that's one of my main objectives, is to reestablish myself back in New Orleans.
Where were you incarcerated?
Phelps Correctional Center.
Phelps, okay. They may want to talk to whoever it is that handles pre-release there.
Yeah, but I just went through the program, and they very vague. They don't.
So they release people without having a real place to go to?
Exactly.
Oh. Okay. Ozanam is the one at the top, and that is a homeless shelter?
I'll get more information from them.
Okay.
All right. So, is that it, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll see you
Wednesday.
night.
All right.
All right.
Nice meeting.
Good to meet you.
All right. Housing, that's one of my main concerns, you know.
Guys are coming home and they face these barriers where they can't get employment, can't get housing, and housing right now is a premium. I mean, you know, so people who do background checks, find a guy been in prison, that kind of like almost takes him out of the loop of finding housing. Most of their families, not most of them, some of the guys' families were in like either public housing or Section 8 houses, and because they're run by the federal government, they can't live in that housing.
With Katrina and being, you know, coming back into society from being incarcerated, it's double difficult for a person to find somewhere to live and reestablish themselves. So it's difficult, you know. Sometimes people go back to selling drugs or whatever, or, you know, doing whatever they had to do to make it. And I respect anybody if they got to take care of their family, do however means they have to take care of their family.
I wouldn't say it's impossible to live a law-abiding life on the streets of New Orleans, but it's hard to live a thoroughly law-abiding life on the streets of New Orleans. And by law-abiding, I mean you're never, ever going to be among people on the street corner who have drugs in their pocket. You're never, ever going to be in the car with somebody who's got a gun. That's hard. And you can be trying to live a schoolboy life in New Orleans if you are poor and black. And it would be hard to totally avoid 100% of the time being in a situation where somebody could say you are committing a crime. It's hard. Not impossible, but it's hard.
I can remember when I first went out there to feed the homeless, I cried. I was homeless, but I just didn't, I don't know, I just looked at myself being a different type of homelessness, you know? My name on the street was Terrible Tina. Dr. Terrible Tina just started calling me TT. Lord, I was so rootless on them streets. I was raw and uncut. Ladies, whoever serving, they got gloves. God bless you. Thank you. You are not a drink of pig. God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless. I know someday I have to branch out on my own, you know? And that's a scary feeling to me. That's a scary feeling for me, about me knowing that I'm an addict. I'm an addict, and you know they could teach you everything in these programs. I don't know.
We have to use the criminal justice system to say you don't have a choice anymore. You've lost the choice. Your ability to be able to control it is not there. You have to go to treatment and you have to deal with this problem because society's not putting up with it anymore. And you don't have a choice.
This is KLSP 91.7 on your FM dial. You're sitting in with DJ Donald Ray, the station that kicks behind the bricks, the only incarceration station in the nation. In the studio we have Big Brother, and we just want to welcome him and thank God for him. And let's hear something.
Thank you, my brother. I want to impress on these guys, everybody, not just the guys, but the security as well, that your life, your whole future, everything that happens to you will be determined not because you're black, you're white, you're rich, or you're poor, you know somebody that's got a lot of money. Your future will be determined by the choices you make.
Yeah.
You need to understand that there are two choices in life, good ones or bad ones. Good morning. Okay. What I'm doing is stopping young people from going to prison and helping those that's getting out of prison stay out of prison. And that's the bottom line. All right, guys. All right, man. All right, guys. All right, man. This was my spot right here. Still got them same little short mattress. Your feet be hanging out on the edge of the bed and you can't sleep good, but that's the penalty. That's the price you pay for making those bad choices. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Guys, don't ever give up. There's always hope. I did 20 years in this dormitory, and I never knew I was going to get out of here, but I did. Woke up one morning, and the next thing I knew, 2 o'clock that evening, I was going out that front gate. So don't never give up, whatever you do. A lot of guys in prison think it's the end of the road. They think if they get out of prison, there isn't anybody to help them, there isn't anybody to care. Well, that's not true. There are people out here that care about former inmates. There are people that care about those that are still incarcerated. But what we care most about is getting them out of prison and keeping them out of prison.
I don't want to be in that program.
I can't handle it.
No, I can't handle it.
Why?
Because I can't.
And that's the reason you're gonna destroy your life and your son's life.
It's not necessarily destroying my
Yes,
life.
it is.
See, it's
Yes,
other
it is.
programs out there that I could find and get into.
It doesn't make a difference
I don't
what
wanna go
program
there.
you're
I don't
into.
wanna go there.
It's not the program. It's Camantha. The Camantha.
Well, Camantha decided that she don't want to be in that program. Camantha decided that she want to try something else, and I have the right to do that.
Yes, you
that
do.
don't mean I'm giving up on myself just because I don't want to be in that program. I don't have to be in that program to deal with me. I could be somewhere else and try to deal with me. Go there, people looking at me, humiliate me. I don't care. I don't want to go there.
You worried about what people think about
That's
you?
right. I do worry
Why?
about that.
Do you know who you are?
No, I don't know who I am.
Then you should find out.
I'll find it somewhere else. I'm not going there.
The idea that we'll just take all these people and lock them all up and throw them away and that that's going to solve the problem, that's as false a notion as saying, well, we don't really need to worry about checking to see how those levees are doing. They look fine from here. They're not fine. They're not fine. Because deep within those levees, that we didn't know it, they were crumbling. They were disintegrating.
It's not a question of solving the drug problem, right? The drug problem is not it. It's a symptom, you know. The problem is we've got an inequitable, fundamentally racist society that is at war with itself and is trashing people, excluding, trashing, and dispensing and disposing of people. And those people, you know, are going to cause problems.